This was nice. losing $40 on that. When it closed above this, that would have been good to just get out early, but it happened too quick. Left equal lows down here. I'd be wrong. Offer a small retracement down to these equal lows. I think this is just going to get stopped out, honestly. Probably shouldn't have gotten back in like that. That's annoying. Oh my god, man. I was just trying to be confident in the idea when it stopped dead here. It didn't take that low and then got a close above this midpoint. I probably should have just cut it there because really it should have just gone. I know the buy side's up here, but I thought 10 o'clock would offer more. I got in on this fake bull flag. They tripped people in here, and that's where I got in short. And I was just targeting these equal lows. Um, and then it just didn't do anything. So, and then up here, I was just trying to have confidence in that coming back, but it just ran the buy side. So ES was being reluctant to go higher, and it had equal lows down here, so I thought it might come down and then NQ offer a small discount. Maybe I'm just overthinking it because obviously I like going long today, but and I drew this out before that happened, so I thought that would be nice. But then I was thinking, I don't know how deep it'll want to come back in. So I thought maybe it'd go deeper, and then it didn't. And then when it was here, I thought again it could come and like take this low, but it didn't. And then here it's 10 o'clock, bull flag. It took minor buy side. I thought, okay, it could trip this bull flag, come back down, offer a discount. And if it had taken this low, I would have gone to break even. So that's how close that was to just being break even. And I thought a nice discount. There's on the 5-second chart, there's equal lows right here. And I thought it could come down to the order block, tip these lows, and then head higher. But it just stopped here and then continued higher. And now we're here and I've done nothing. And then when it came up here, I was just trying to have confidence in the idea, but I guess I was just wrong on that. So, and it just ran all the buy side, and now I'm sitting here not catching any of this at all. And in my head, I was even thinking that this was just a really easy objective for 10 o'clock, but it just didn't do anything. I mean, it didn't even take the low here. I'd like to see it come down here for the lunch macro, but they stacked buy side all day yesterday and left this up here. So I don't know. I've been wrong all week. Had I literally just done the opposite of what I did this week, because I haven't done anything right this week at all. Nothing. So I don't know if it's going to come down to here. I'd like it to, but I don't know. Yesterday, I tried trading the end of day macro at 350, and it came down, took low of day, left all these highs here. So I tried going long in this wick, and then it just failed, and I lost on that too. So Really, the only mistake today was getting back in. I mean, 2 weeks ago, for 2 weeks straight, I was correct on everything that happened. I called everything pretty much exactly how it would happen. I was right on everything, but I didn't. I mean, I literally just didn't take enough trades. Like, I just wasn't confident enough in the ideas to be trading them. And so I didn't capture anything. And so this week I was thinking I wanted to be more confident with my trade ideas and just take them when I have them. But this week I've been wrong on everything. And I called this move up last week, but I missed it because of how aggressive it was, and I'm not good at getting in on continuations. Um, so I missed all that. I was right. Actually, I was right yesterday on this move lower, but I got stopped twice. And then this entry, I got stopped break even before it went lower. And then I was right on this move up, but I was wrong on it taking the buy side here. So I took a trade here for the lunch macro, got stopped out, and then I got in down here near the low of day, and it ran up for lunch macro. I was up like $200, which would have mitigated a lot of the loss from the morning and then this one. And I was shooting for these highs. I was really, really confident in them. And so I went to break even down here, and then I got stuck in this for like 3 hours and stopped break even. And then I tried to trade the end of day macro up to these highs here. That didn't work. And then obviously I wanted the buy side today in the mid gap closure. I mean, this, I just thought it would go a little deeper. And so I didn't want to take that kind of drawdown. But then it just stopped there. And then here, I think the idea was good. This trade was up $100. I got in at the high pretty well. And then it just didn't work. And I took the second entry, that didn't work. So just don't know what to do. Stop nicely right there, that wick there. It's overlapping a gradient, so took out all the buy side from last night. Gonna say I just don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say I feel like it could come down, but ES, I just don't know. ES has come down a lot already. This is that old 5 minute order block. It's a bearish order block, but it's trading above it. So I guess it's interesting to watch. Very small. Anchor to the octant. It's in premium of this, so break the structure. It failed here, which was nice to see. Now that it's taken all the overnight buy side and it stopped at that wick, I feel like it could come down to these lows here. Non-farm is tomorrow, so it could be that it saves all this buy side from yesterday for tomorrow, and that maybe works this range today. Immediate rebalance on the 5 minute is the high of this inversion. I like that it's like a bull flag and it tripped here, came down. I don't like that it closed above that. See, it's using it, but it's using it bullishly. I don't like that. Just getting out of it. So I don't like that it closed above like that. Now it's like wicking. I'm just getting out of it. Break even. Of course, I'm going to do that and it's going to go, right? That's the. I saw ES. ES looks really, really weak, and I thought NQ might want to tip the high and then have a bearish S&T on ES. And even this body here closed above this octant, so it didn't respect anything. I feel like if it would have stayed below that, then at least I'd have something to go off of that it might still be bearish, but it closed above all of my levels. I like this. I like it stopped there. If I go to the 5 minute, took all the buy side from the overnight, and then except for this high. But this high has that wick, and it stopped right there. And then it just failed to reach it at all, so that's good. Go figure. Figure. Just truly, I should be doing the opposite of everything I think this week. It's fucking insane. When I'm right about something, I'm getting out, getting stopped out or making the decision to get out break even. And when I'm wrong about something, I'm just taking a loss. This small inversion there. Overlapping this, the high of the new day opening gap. So it touched that and then kind of ripped off of it. So technically this should be a breakaway gap, but it just touched the high and then ran off. So it could come up for these highs. If it gets below that, the odds of coming down to here are extremely high, I think. Because it did this, I think it'll tip one of these highs, maybe just this one, maybe both, and stay in this wick. But I think they're gonna bull flag this one more time. I feel like they're gonna leave all of this up here for tomorrow. There's this here as well, but I don't know. Yes, has these equal lows down here. Failed to reach this inversion. Displacing back below this one. because this should be a breakaway gap and it's traded to it twice now, this is fine. If it wants to go there once and then run away from it really aggressively, that's fine. But it shouldn't spend a lot of time here. And because it came twice, I feel like it's higher odds it'll come down to these lows, even though it hasn't broken through it yet. Body close below the midpoint there, so it's bearish. It's not really coming down here too easy. It's leaving a lot of buy side, and it's just kind of going back and forth. So bad at reversals. Maybe I shouldn't even be looking at this, trying to go for these lows. Maybe that, this is just going to be continuation to go take out this high. Bodies did stop on that. So, for this order block. Being really reluctant. Got a body up above that midpoint. Right now, I'm just watching this wick. I feel like if it's going to go lower, it'll tip an internal high first at a bare minimum to trip retail longs. And I'm going to be demanding, going to demand that this not get filled in and it just keep going. Failed to reach that wick, so that's good. This to be a reclaimed bullish for value gap. This one as well. Hmm. Needs to rip through this high pretty quick. I don't want it to stop there. It's a 5-minute wick, midpoint. Another 5-minute wick, midpoint. So I'm just watching those really carefully. I'm gonna lock in a lot and just demand it keeps going. It was a $109 profit, so down $38 on the day, so I mitigated a lot of the loss in here, 90% of it. Uh, I wanted to just lock in like a flat 100, but I didn't know exactly where that was. And with how the week has gone, I'm okay getting out early for the smaller profit. Guess we'll just see if it goes and takes this high, because this is a wick, so the high of this is a high. It's probably going to, because it closed above that line. It probably will go take that. I guess it doesn't have to. The what's probable is this high, but because they're stacked, I could see it taking out the higher high as well. Oh. That's the event horizon of those two. So the body did close below that midpoint, but it held the quadrant here. And there's an order block. And all these stacked highs in here. I figured if it's gonna go lower, they're gonna trip the buy side one more time. So that was the idea. And then I used this inversion fair value gap. And it's kind of overlapping the I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a bearish order block, but it's inversion. I used this wick as my defensive array, and it failed to reach that during macro. So that's nice. That's a fun little trade, especially after this week. That's my first profitable trade. My full target wouldn't have been met yet. It would have been just a couple ticks off of it because I had it slightly above that high. But it stopped literally at that high. So that's a perfect like double top. If I go to the 5 minute, that's the high there. So this high is 78 and 3/4, and this high is 78 and 1/4. So it's pretty well perfect highs. I think my short idea down to these lows is even more likely now because we stayed below that Wix midpoint. We swept this high, engaged this bull flag, and now all the stop losses are going to be down here. And then there's more stacked down here. That's an aggressive run back down. Yes, soup ties. equal lows. I might not get filled here. It depends on how aggressive it gets. Get rid of some of these, clean up the chart. Trying to use this as inversion again. Missed my fill there just by a tick. So this, I want to be an inversion for value gap. Yes, looks really weak. Obviously didn't want this to come back up like that, but it did leave that high, but I figured with this wick like that, it would leave it. Still could, but I didn't really want it to come back up into here. I wanted it to just kind of run for these equal lows and then see if that would accelerate it. It's probably gonna tip the high. Oh my god, man. Especially with how ES is looking, it looked like it was going to come down and take these equal lows after souping that. Stay below this, just barely, then went to that. It's basically the upper quadrant of the wick. This is all stacked now. I wanted it to just keep running here. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's annoying. Threw away that profit, didn't I? Whatever. I just figured if it was going to take that high, it would have done it right here. But then it wicked like that, stayed below all the important levels, and left these lows here. I just no. And ES, I mean, ES is looking really, really weak. I don't know. This came down really aggressively too after taking the high. That would have been my full target. Eventually hit it. I wouldn't have held through this. I would have just gotten out up here. I don't know what to think about this short. I don't know. I feel like it was good. I feel like it logically makes sense. I don't know. ES is going lower, so I don't fucking know. I mean, ES was another contributing factor to why I wanted to go short, and it's going lower. So I just don't know. Maybe I should have waited for the lunch macro at 11:30 before trying to go lower. Maybe that's the problem. It's just upsetting. I don't. I mean, this really just looked like it was sweeping this high, and I just it just held everything it needed to hold here while sweeping the high, and then it displaced lower. So I really thought it was going to come at least down to here, and I figured if it was going to come down to here, it would just keep going to here, and it just didn't work. It's really upsetting because the second I do something good, I just like fuck it up immediately right there. So, I mean, I got stopped at the high and now it's going lower. And ES is taking the lows that I wanted. So, I don't know. Wow. That's awesome. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I guess I just put my stop where the equal highs are. So, I guess that's my problem. This looks good now. I just And then ES just does it I mean, if I had just traded ES instead, it would have worked. Because ES didn't go take this high. So, I mean, I don't know. I was right. It moved lower. The same trade on ES would have worked, but NQ decided to go take that high one more time, and now it's looking really good. So, fuck me. I don't know. Wow. ES went and took low of day, even. This should be a breakaway gap, so it shouldn't come back up to that. This should be a breaker, so it shouldn't even get past this. That's why I feel confident in getting in pretty low in this range. It's 11:20, almost lunch macro, and we have the stack lows. Whether this works or not, it's going to be my last trade for the day. I'm too frustrated. Maybe later I'll feel better, but I'm looking at the 5 minute. There's this 5 minute gap. I want a large portion of that to stay open and it be a breakaway gap on the 5 minute chart. There's also the inversion here. So my stop is above that. So it should be in a pretty, there should be a lot of struggle getting up to my stop loss. There's a lot of things here keeping it at bay, and I'm confident in the sell side. That is minor sell side here. That's what I was initially trying to target here. Five-minute closes in 1 minute. It could come up back up above this high because that would be trading into the 5 minute inefficiency. But I would want it to just barely go into it and then come right back down. Because I want that 5 minute to be a breakaway and it not get completely filled in. Preferably it doesn't do it at all, but if it does, just a little bit. This candle closes really low. Um, Higher odds it doesn't come up into the inefficiency on the 5 minute. I'll just throw it up here. That's what I'm talking about. This, if this closes really, really low, then it's less likely to come up into that. So preferably it leave this open and it just run right ahead of the lunch macro as well. Yes, hardly pulled back at all last night. It really didn't pull back at all last night. So it's taken low of day, but it's not unreasonable for it to keep pressing into these inefficiencies. So we're currently trading into that 5 minute inefficiency. I want it to leave the majority of it open and it just come up into it just a little bit and come straight back down. Just like that. Preferably right at 11:30 it heads lower because it's already set up to go lower. to aggressively move lower here. In my mind, this is tripping buy orders, and they're placing their stop losses right here. And because it's 11:30, this is just a Judas swing, and then it'll come straight back down for the sell side. That's what I want to see. And preferably, this is a breakaway gap. I don't want it to come back up to that. I really don't. It just needs to run lower. And use this inversion for a premium. As these lows get taken, I'm going to go to break even. Really, I could go right now, but I'm going to wait. Create this wick. See that midpoint. Get closed below. Using this wick because it's the longest one here. If it closes below this, I'll go to break even because it should go lower. So if it tips this low or closes below that, I'm going to go to break even. Is that minor sell side? Watching my P&L because I want to see where $100 profit is. Looks like it's right about at 53. Call it 52. So 552. Good enough. So if this gets moving, I know where to put my stop loss for $100 profit, for a partial profit if it were to turn against me. I want this to become a bearish inversion. It might be when it takes this low out, I'll tighten the stop to this $100 profit line because this needs to be an inversion. And if it takes this low, I'd want it to just use the inversion to accelerate down to here. I want it to go really fast through that. I don't want it to do that. I really don't. It needs to press through that. Because it is displaced through this inversion, it should not go above the midpoint if it reaches it at all. I like that it's staying below that Wix midpoint. It's really spending too much time here. I don't like that it touched that and then snapped off of it and it hasn't come back since. I don't like that. Spending too much time here. This is a new 5-minute candle forming, so it makes sense to see a little bit of a move higher before going lower, but spending a lot of time here. I'd prefer that it start running pretty quick. These equal lows taken out. Okay, it failed to reach this. That's good. On this candle or the next candle, I want to see it quickly go lower. I like that it came back down to this. Really, this should be a breakaway gap, and now it's come down to it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And there's sell side below it here. Preferably this will displace um, on the next candle. That would be really nice. Now there's triple lows here. Just to snap through this one. I see it like snap through. Demand that it pick up some speed there. So I got stopped for $100 profit. I captured a lot of this move. If it goes from here, that would be a little annoying, but preferably I didn't want to see this low tipped like that. I wanted to see it close below it and just kind of like when this low gets triggered, I wanted that to I wanted it to start using this as inversion and quickly go through it and then use the lower half. And now look at that. So that's a nice place to get out, I think. Especially because ES is like below low of day. Well, today was better than the rest of the week, I guess. It was pretty back and forth. Took profitable trade here, and then I tried shorting here to target the lows here. Got stopped out, got back in here, managed to capture most of this move, right? Got out here. So I'm down $50 on the day, mostly. Um, this entry here was profitable, and I took us a partial loss here. It was like a $40 loss. And then I got back in. That stopped fully. And then 2 out of the 3 trades up here were profitable. So it's basically just a break even day. I'm not getting the kind of follow through that I want to the downside. Um, Honestly, this looks like it'll come up for this high, but I don't know. But this was really nice. This was a nice move. I mean, it was an okay move lower, but just the way that it did it was really nice. I got in here, and that was highly respected. And then at 11:30, it had this Judas swing, and then used this inversion that I've been watching pretty much all morning because it's anchored to the daily octant here with that candle. And it's kind of in the middle of this whole range. And right at 11:30, when it was time to go lower, it went up to that. It's pretty perfect. And then it just ran the sell side. So that was pretty nice. Um, ES still has all of the buy side up here. It's just a really, really weird market right now. Whenever this short fails, like whenever it doesn't take out this low, it closes above this wick, um, and then uses it here, and then displaces. I wanted to get out early when it closed above that midpoint, but I mean, 5 seconds later, it was stopping me out. So, and then this inversion were both really, really nice entries. I just didn't have the confidence to take them because I didn't know. I thought it would retrace deeper than that, and it just didn't. So, reached up for that. I was thinking it might leave equal highs here. Um, that's really interesting, though. Pretty well stayed inside this one as well. It's really interesting. That sell side is still sitting here, so hmm. I don't know. It's tough to say what it's going to do. I want to be leaning lower because like this looks bullish here because it swept the low and then it has the breaking structure and displacement and all that, and it left the equal highs. But because we're in the lunch macro and we've been going higher all day and there's sell side down here, uh, I feel like this could just be a Judas and then it's leaving equal highs for later. The way it behaved here too, it stayed inside this version and then reached up for that one and then snapped back down. And then the very next candle closed below that one. So all of that seems really bearish, actually. And it came up for the midpoint there and came back down. There's a break in structure on 5 minute to the downside right here. This is changing the state of delivery on the 5 minute, I believe. And then it's using this inversion really nicely. Or not, it's a breakaway gap. I feel like it's the way it's behaving here. I think it might run for the sell side. It's tempting to get back in here short with what it's done. I think this is looking really good. I went to break even. I'm just demanding that it stay below the halfway point now, and it run for the sell side. It's just a scalp. That's why I'm being so aggressive with the stop, because I want to see it go really, really fast. Because if it comes back up in here again, it could take this high and then chop around in here longer, reach higher, and I don't want to take the drawdown. It should go really fast. And I was aiming for the upper portion of this inversion. Watching a 5-second chart as well. That's what I'm managing on. That's really nice. Should just snap to those lows any second now. Locking in some profit. That should take care of the entire loss for the day. And we'll see if it hits that full target. There it is. Perfect. Awesome. That was really nice. Now I'm up $59. I was down 50, now I'm up 59. That scalp was a $113 profit. So that's really awesome. I really like how I traded this short. I initially shorted it here with a stop up above the 5-minute breakaway. After it tipped this low, I demanded that it use this inversion to head lower for the sell side. So I tightened the stop loss to $100 profit. It stopped me out in profit for $100. And then immediately after that, it ripped higher. And then I saw that it used this inversion. It reached up for that and then came back down, closed inside of this one. And then the very next candle came down below this one. Then the very next candle went up to the midpoint and then rejected off of that. And then this should have been a breakaway gap, but it closed all the way through it. Used it as inversion here, right there. And because all that happened, we're in the 1150 macro and the lunch macro. And the sell side was still down here. I was watching a 5-second chart, and really I was just watching this 1-minute candle. I was waiting to see how this closed. Because it closed with a wick and stayed inside of this inversion, the very next candle I got in at market with a $100 risk just up here with the expectation that it should snap lower to these lows really, really quickly. So I got in here in the upper portion of this inversion. Took a little bit of drawdown for like 60 seconds. And then once this candle came in and closed like that, I think slightly before it closed even. I was watching the 5 second. It came up to the midpoint just about and rejected. At that point, I went to break even, demanding that it use the lower portion now to go lower. And then right around in here, there was a 5 second breakaway gap that I tightened the stop loss to, and that was locking in about $70 profit or something like that. So that guarantees break even on the day, and then that remained a breakaway and then snapped down to my full target right there. So that's pretty nice. This move lower um, had two legs lower, one here, one here. I shorted the first one, got out near the low, and then shorted the second leg and got out near its low here. The second entry wasn't as good as the first one, obviously, but that's not bad. I mean, in total on that entire move, let's see. So I made $99 on the stop out. And then that second entry, I made 113. So in total, on this short idea, it was a $200 profit. I had $115 stop out up here whenever I was initially trying to short. So all in all, on the short idea, I made $100 with 3 entries. So that's not horrible. Pretty clean, honestly. This did exactly what I wanted it to do. So if I hadn't taken the loss right here, uh, trading after 10:30 would have been really, really good. I mean, how many trades I took? One, two, three. So I took 4 trades in here, and 3 out of the 4 were profitable. So I traded this really nicely. It's just this short right here didn't work because it came up and tipped that high one more time, which was really annoying. But if I hadn't the first loss in the morning, that partial loss, I'm okay with that one. That's fine. I like the idea. I mitigated my risk. The second entry, I probably shouldn't have taken. I was trying to be confident with the idea, but um, whenever there's all the buy side above the market still, and the idea is failing, I just need to abandon the idea because it just needed to work right away with that one. So the second entry there was bad. I think everything up here was good, even this one that stopped out. The logic was sound. I think it just didn't. It just came up one more time. See, at this point, I needed to be confident. I think so. Down here, I was trying to short, and the second attempt was just like, I'm not abandoning the idea. It should still work, but in the context over here, that doesn't make as much sense. But up here, it does. So if I would have had that same kind of mindset up here, I would have gotten in short at the high of day, and I would have gotten to ride this entire move down without a stop out, without having to take multiple entries. So the context is different, and the context is different because this is at this point we've taken all of the overnight liquidity, whereas over here there is still a lot to be had. So this one I need to be demanding that I work right away. This one I could have been a little looser with it. And on that first stop out, I could have just, that's the time to be confident and just get back in at the high. technically, I took two continuation moves today. This one is a continuation of this whole leg up right there. And then, this is really three continuations. I took this one higher, I took this one lower, and then this one lower. So that's pretty good. But I'm going to be done for now. I might come back later. Maybe not. I'm pretty done with this week, even though today was pretty good. Just depends on what it looks like later in the afternoon.